Hey folks, welcome to the GM's Alcove. Just a quick update here on my battle vlog. If you remember, I've been playing SPQR by GMT Games, board game of ancient warfare, specifically the Roman Republic in this case. And I've been playing a practice game, just a legion on a bunch, fighting against a bunch of Samnites, all in preparation to play the full battle of Tifernum, which is the second scenario from the Barbarian expansion. So it's not a very big battle. It's less than half the size of the full Tifernum fight. This is the map, however, that will be used for Tifernum. It's actually the Kenai map. And Kenai's up there, actually, in that corner in that little bag. But that's beside the point. At the top of turn 6, but I think I'm going to call it here. I'll show you what's going on in a second, but I think I'm going to call it here because I really want to get to the full battle and get that on the table and fight it out. And right here you can see the route points. Both sides have suffered. The Samnites are at negative 26, Romans at 50. And there's no objective in this scenario. I was just keeping track of these to see what how well each side has been doing. It's basically the TQs of all units that are eliminated. And yeah, you can see the eliminated units up there. The red and white at the top are Samnites, and the blue ones are from the 3rd Legion of Romans. And quite a few Romans taken out. It was actually in the 5th turn that the bulk of those Samnites were taken out. It was a pivotal turn. I mean, it really changed the look of the battle. And I'll show you here in a second. But yeah, that's the situation so far. I could take this another turn, but I don't think I will. Like I said, I want to get Tifernum on the table. Let's take a quick look at the table. There you go. That's a little overhead view of what's going on here. Now, if you remember from the last episode, the first line of Hastati for the Romans was just getting engaged, had taken somewhat of a beating. Their Velites took an even worse beating. Basically, the fighting between the Samnite light infantry and the Roman light infantry. I think the Samnites won that one. And as a response, the Romans, being impatient, advanced their first line of Hastati forward, trying to push aside these light infantry upstarts, Samnites. And that didn't work out too well. It was somewhat successful, but it left them open to being attacked, especially on their left wing, by the first line of Samnites. And the Hastati fell back. They took some losses. Their Velites were put to the sword and running off the battlefield. If you remember, this line right here, which is now gone, was a solid line of Samnites. And the Romans had to deal with that. And it was in turn 5, somewhere in halfway through turn 4 and turn 5, that the Romans launched a counterattack. And what they did is, because their first line had collapsed on its wings and only the center remained, I thought about pulling it back in the gaps in the second line and moving forward the second line or holding my ground with the second line. But instead, I got a little aggressive. And what I did is I took my second line troops, the Principe, which were a little bit better troops, and I moved them up on each wing of the Hastati, keeping the Hastati in the center where they were, and basically counterattacked on both wings. And as you can see over here, the left wing of the Romans is now free of the presence of Samnites. This entire row of Samnites was rolled right up and is now off the table and put in route, as you can see up there. Those are all Legion equivalent Samnite troops put in route. And that was all with some because of the second line. And of course some of the Hastati here supported that attack. Now, over here on this side it did the same thing. However, it wasn't as successful. We got up to here, stalled any future advance by this Samnite left wing. I think one of these units down here is actually, you can't see it, right down there. There it is. One of those units is a Legion unit that was up here fighting. So we didn't fare too well with the Romans up here. But these two units here are pretty beat up, that said. Another thing I should point out that was good luck. Some aggressive tactics. And also, like I said, good luck. The Roman command successfully used momentum repeatedly throughout the turn. It's basically where you make a die roll to see if you can go again after already going. There was trump attempts made by the Sam Knights to prevent that. And remember, the Sam Knights only have 2 generals. And they failed. They were unable to stop the momentum surges of the Roman generals. So yeah, that was quite a turning point for the Romans. They had a good run with their command, including Aurelianus, doing a lot of rallying and recovering of units. Recovery is an order you can give to a unit to eliminate as much as 2 cohesion points of hits from it. And he just repeatedly did that throughout this battle in the last couple turns. And it was quite useful. It kept those troops rallied. It kept them in the front ranks when they were dispersing and falling apart so that units remain intact on the battlefield. You can see a couple depleted Roman units. Again, that white stripe there at the bottom indicates that they're depleted, which is what happens when it is routed but rallied. It's flipped over to its depleted side. So it's less effective in combat, but still useful. Sam Knights have a couple of those depleted units as well. You can see one there, one under the commander. You can't see him. There's one over there too. They're all over the place. But yeah, that's the situation. And it would be interesting to play turn 6 at this point, especially if the Romans can keep up with that command momentum, which is very powerful. But it's risky. It is very risky. One interesting thing, if you know the game, it was only 5 turns I played, but the die roll of doom came up 3 times, which makes it risky business to attempt a momentum die roll. If you roll a 9 on your d10, you roll again on this chart, the die roll of doom, which can result in reactivation, the leader being finished with no momentum, or no further leader activation may occur this turn, and play goes directly to the route and reload phase. That's this one, right here. So yeah, those are some of the results you can get on that. Happened 3 times. That was interesting. But this is the situation. What do you think, folks? Pretty tight fight. I enjoyed that last couple turns. Right from the beginning, it was a good game. Yeah. And you can see the Sam Knights are still in a okay position here. They still have their frontline units in existence. They're still there. And they do have their second line that they can bring up. Remember, there's 2 units in each of these hexes, and these are Legion equivalent troops that he could bring up. So that's quite a few. That's a medium infantry. That's not actually a Legion equivalent troop. He can't stack like the Romans do. But yeah, they could have been brought up and stretched this line out and counterattacked as well. So this is what you see when you have multiple lines going against one another. You see these wave-type attacks, or attack, counterattack, until eventually one side just pulls away from the battlefield due to attrition. It's not uncommon. And also, I only had 2 generals for the Sam Knights. They're better generals than the Roman ones. And I had 3 for the Romans. I think this is quite appropriate. It's basically half of all their commanders for the full Battle of Tifernum. Not sure about the Sam Knights, but it looked right to me. And pretty low ratings on the Romans, of course. Like I said, they're not the best generals during this time period. But still worked out the way of the Romans. Like I said, momentum. It's a powerful tool to your tactical options. So that's the game. And I told you guys I'd get back to you and give you the results. So I'm going to leave it here and clean this up and get ready to post my next battle report. Not sure how I'm going to do it. It's not going to be part of my vlog. It's going to be separate. It's going to be a full replay. But I might post the first episode as I set it up in the vlog anyway. But regardless, stay tuned. It'll be on my channel. Give me a day or 2 to recoup and get this all set up, and I'll show you the full Battle of Tifernum, turn by turn, or every couple of turns, depending on how it progresses. and I'll show you the deployment, the forces, a little bit of background, and so on and so forth. It should be interesting. Romans and Samnites, 297 BC. All right, folks, that's my update for my battle vlog. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you enjoyed this little practice battle. I know I didn't go into detail about the rules, but I'll probably make a separate video for that. And in my replay that I'm going to do for Tifernum, I'll probably point out a few things, show you little bits of the rules and how it works as well. Because I'm probably going to be doing the refight before I do a how-to, so that's just the way it is. Okay, folks, you guys take care. Hope you enjoyed. Leave me some feedback, comments, always welcome. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next episode. Hang in there, folks. It's only going to get better. Take care.